Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we'll look at a scenario in which Britain, France, and Germany go to war with Europe. Already know they're not going to win, but let's pretend they're full country fights. Let's just pretend. Even though they have like 20% willing to fight, 90% willing to fight, probably 90 there and 90 there. But probably like 10%, 100% in Switzerland. Like, they're not even going to take it over. Like, they have no chance. In Iceland, I guess you'll have to hand your cod over to the United Kingdom once and for all. In Ireland, let's just hope they don't steal your food again and steal your people again and your culture again and try to replace you again. And Benelux, yeah, better hope America somehow shows up. So let's get this started with Britain being Britain and taking over Ireland. Sad. And then they go take over Iceland because they're mad because Iceland didn't give them their cod, let me guess. The Cod War 2.0. But we might be bored, but I just gotta say one thing. Why is Europe a continent? It's literally the same tectonic plate as Asia. It literally is. This is one tectonic plate. It literally is. I'm making up borders now. The Europe-Asia border, it doesn't exist. Well, it does, but where is it? Is it here, or there, or there? As a Benelux campaign, Belgium falls, and then the Netherlands. And Hungary is like, yes, the EU. Down with the EU. As Germany takes over, yay, Denmark. And then they manage to somehow take over Austria really fast. With France and Britain going after Spain, Britain lands here. And France is like, takes that, and they take Barcelona, and quickly they move down the coast. So Italy can't send aid because we don't want Franco Spain to come back. Now they push back even further in the south. With Poland, like in the meme, yelling Croat, because why not? And then they get pushed back to here. And Czechia is just like, oh. And they're like, give us your EU money. You're not paying enough. Wait, who is it that blames people for not paying? They're a big nation, and they have a big neighbor to the north. And for some reason, they have a weird alien in charge, I guess. And then their other party is basically the same, and they're both technically evil. So that's why it's not a good nation. So just go to the north, where they're secretly evil. They're secretly evil than actually evil. And Turkey, well, that's a clear border. With Madrid getting encircled and then falling, and then the forces in the north manage to link up with these forces. As this happens, this encircled area falls. Gibraltar is reliberated. Lisbon falls, and then northern Portugal manages to fall. With Italy being pushed into, with Switzerland being like, no. And everyone's like, okay, we won't invade you. You just can't climb mountains. And then global warming happens and Russia falls. No, that's a joke. Or is it? I mean, Russia's not going to fall. They're too big to fall. Unlike Iran, who's weak. Yeah. Well, what if Russia sent in its full military into Ukraine right now? Yeah, that's bleak. What if they sent in their full fightable force? Yeah, that's even worse. And then Stockholm falls. Russia takes 1 millimeter of land. Russia's winning. Ukraine takes 1 millimeter of land. No, Ukraine's winning. Okay. As Slovakia and Hungary starts getting invaded, honestly, their leaders are crazy. I probably shouldn't call people crazy, because I'm sure half my viewers are either so far to the right, super far to the right, or super far to the left. Like, they're either crazy or crazy. Just like me. And well, they take over Slovenia. What a good place to take over. Honestly, Croatia looks like a nice spot with all of its nice mountains. Should we invade Serbia? Italy's like, no. I guess Italy fought like they fought in World War II again. Imagine if Russia's at Italy in World War III. Russia's going to be the nation that ruins World War III. With them starting to cross into Romania and mountainous areas, they move into Montenegro. Because honestly, who wouldn't want to take over Montenegro? And Albania's taken over. With them moving more into Ukraine, but they're starting to get slowed down. The gang is getting slowed down. So they move in to take over the rest of Serbia and start moving into Bulgaria. With them taking Bulgaria's capital, Bulgaria is shocked as Istanbul falls, and it's a victory! I'm sure the Ottoman Empire's happy of this, and Byzantium wakes up and is like, what I missed? Not really. Or do they? As Bucharest falls, and pretty much Romania falls, which as the front starts freezing up. With the Ukrainian counter-attack happening with Polish in Ukraine. With them moving down the Slovakia and Romania-Hungary border. With Sweden and Norway managing to push them back, making it like harder. As they push them back out of all these islands. And then they get kicked out of Oslo. With them getting kicked out of the Nordic nations. With Switzerland managing to launch a counterattack. With another counterattack happening along Odessa, with that falling back. With Russia and allies becoming fully mobilized. As they take over and re-liberate Slovakia, and they start re-liberating Hungary. With them managing to take over Vienna. And then they start moving down the coast. As Russia manages to take the lands they wanted to take in the Crimean War. With them managing to land in southern Greece and use this to move north into Greece. As they connect their forces, taking back Greece's panhandle. With Serbia starting to fall back and Romania. With the front starting to freeze out. Yeah, the front freezes. With another battle being raged. As they start pushing them back. In the Balkans. This is a massive failure. Which leads to, well, a pushback in Serbia. Chances to get to the coast, meaning this area quickly retreats out, because otherwise they have nowhere to go. With them moving in this direction to try to link with Swiss forces, who've managed to hold out despite being encircled. With them starting to get pushed back out of Poland. With a landing in southern Italy proving successful. As they start moving in towards Rome to take it back. As they take Rome, they continue down here. Most of the forces managed to get out, but this chunk up here got encircled. With Sweden, Norway, and Finland landing in Denmark. And they get a bit bored. So they go over to Iceland and tell Britain, no, this is not yours. And Britain gets upset because, let's be honest, they always are. But half of the things is half their fault, let's be honest. With them getting pushed back out of Hungary. With Russia changing the title from aggressor to liberator. Yeah, they changed it themselves. With the first nation they go after being Germany, they come in from the south and the north. As these are the two areas they break through. With them moving up to take Nuremberg and Bavaria. As they take over the state of Bavaria and part of there. And then these two fronts connect. with Germany losing its capital, Berlin, and then they move into where all the cities are, like Cologne, Frankfurt. What else is there? Yeah, there's a lot there. With another stalemate breaking out. But soon as France lays their own leader to become the leader of Spain, a bit of a revolt happens in Portugal, Madrid, and Lisbon, and they quickly link. As this is what it becomes, the revolt. And another revolt happens in Ireland. Well, I think we all knew this would be the outcome, most likely. With the rest of the forces managing to succeed a landing in here. With the Vikings just wanting to take over Britain. And well, this happens. As they cross more into France than they surrender. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? They probably would. I'm out, Britain, you can deal with this on your own. Yeah. And France switches sides and says, Britain, I don't like you anymore. As Napoleon wakes up and is like, yeah, no. And they take Britain from the south, Northern Ireland falling, and then they land in Scotland, the Nordics. And they push down rapidly all the way in, taking over the country, and Britain is humiliated. But they're not done with France. No, they're not. And Italy already annexed part of them. As they end up going back to war with France, because they're like, no, we don't trust you. And France is like, did I have? Why? Like, why? They don't like their lives anymore. As the collapse of France happens, when they manage to hold this tiny bit, right? For a long time, and then it falls. And well, that's all for today's video. And in today's video, the three nations humiliated themselves. Could have they won? Probably. Would they win? Maybe. But yeah, this is what happened. They didn't win. And just to fix the map, yeah, that's a bit better. We'll give them back their old flag. Before, didn't they have a flag that looked like that during like some era, like 500 years or something? But that's all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out, and until you subscribe. Bye, guys!